Welcome to another episode of Wisdom from a Homeschool Mom for Every Mom. Today I want to share with you a few ideas of what every mother can do to give their children a love of language, a mastery of language, to increase their language arts skills. So starting from when your children are very young, play games with them about words, play rhyming games, just keep taking turns of who can think of a rhyme for a word, and you just keep going, bat, cat, fat, hat, as long as you can, and then they think of another word to rhyme with. And you can play games looking for words that rhyme. For example, in our family we call it the Inky Pinky game. So a two-syllable words might be funny bunny, and the clue would be a rabbit that makes me laugh, and the answer would be funny bunny. An ink pink would be two one-syllable words. So for example, a rodent that eats a lot could be fat rat. It's a fun game, and you can even do three-syllable words. Those would be inkity pinkities. So lots of games. And when your children are little, they can still write, even if they don't know how to read, and even if they're too young to hold a pencil and write. Let them dictate to you. They can dictate letters to people. They can dictate books, and then they can draw illustrations for them. They can dictate poetry. You can write before you write, because the muscular skill of holding a pencil is really a very different skill than the creative energy that comes out of a person who has things to say. Writing is a form of communication. So let your kids communicate. Let them dictate to you as you write. And as they get older and they can write themselves and they feel comfortable writing themselves, you can still do writing activities that don't involve the act of writing. Julie Bogart is a wonderful source of games to play with language. She's the founder of Brave Writer. And one of her things that we love doing is called scrounged poetry, where you cut out words from magazines, lots of them, lay them all over the table, and everyone has a piece of paper and a glue stick, and you pull words from the table and just rearrange them on your paper until you have a poem that you like. It's poetry that you wrote, but you didn't actually have to write. Another thing that we learned from Julie Bogart is poetry tea time. So we used to do it once a week. Now it's whenever we feel like it. We put up a kettle, make tea or cocoa, and bring some poetry books to the table. And we read the poems to each other. We take turns picking out poems and reading them while we have a snack. And it's so much fun. You're just playing with language and enjoying it. And of course, one of the most important things we can do always is read to our children. From newborns through teenagers, most kids love hearing their mother's voices. And when you read to your child, you can read to them richer, deeper, more complex books than they're capable of reading on their own. Again, their eye muscles may not be ready for something, but that doesn't mean they can't appreciate language, and it doesn't mean they can't enjoy a wonderful story. If you want your child to be fluent in reading, they have to enjoy it. They have to love the stories. So read to them so often. Just constantly read good books, books that broaden their world, books that deepen their emotions. And when you're reading to them, let them do what they want to do, whether that's coloring or playing with Legos or turning somersaults on the floor. It's not about making them sit still and quiet. It's making them enjoy a story. Go ahead and have fun with your children with language.